Hey everyone, welcome to Clarify Review Hub. Today we're comparing two of LG's flagship OLED TVs, the LG G4 and the LG G5. One was the shining star of 2024, and the other is one of the most talked about models of 2025. But is there really a difference between these two TVs? Or is it just a new name slapped on the same thing? Stick around till the end of the video to find out. Oh, and by the way, our channel just hit 10,000 subscribers. To celebrate, we're doing a big giveaway. All you need to do to enter is subscribe. Let's get started. First, panel technology and MLA. Let's start with panel technology. The LG G4, released in 2024, was one of the first models to feature MLA. That's micro lens array technology. Basically, it uses millions of tiny lenses over the OLED panel to direct light more efficiently. The result? Higher brightness, better energy efficiency, and sharper image quality. The G5 also has MLA tech, but heads up, it's only available on the 55-inch, 65-inch, and 77-inch models. If you're thinking about going big with the 83-inch version, there's no MLA on that one, and that could impact picture performance, especially in bright rooms. Quick takeaway, if MLA is what you're after, both the G4 and G5 will work. But if you want the 83-inch model, the G4 might actually be the better pick. 2. Brightness and HDR performance. The LG G4 delivers solid HDR performance, especially in bright scenes. Dolby Vision content looks incredibly vibrant. That said, LG has made a few tweaks with the G5. It offers improved pixel-level brightness control and more consistent HDR tone mapping. You'll notice better detail in dark scenes with less loss of shadow information, but let's be honest, only really sharp-eyed users are likely to spot the difference. For everyday viewing, the G4 handles HDR just fine. So while the G5 is technically ahead, the difference is pretty minimal for most people. Third, color accuracy and picture quality. Both models come with that classic OLED advantage, infinite contrast, but when it comes to color accuracy, there are some subtle differences. The G4 stays very true to neutral tones, especially in its reference color mode. That makes it a great pick for professionals like photographers or designers who need precise color accuracy. The G5, on the other hand, leans slightly warmer. Skin tones, for example, tend to look a bit more natural. Plus, the cinema mode has a slightly softer look overall. So if professional-grade color accuracy is your priority, go with the G4. But if you're all about an enjoyable cinematic viewing experience, the G5 might feel more appealing. Fourth, gaming performance. The G4 was already a fantastic TV for gamers. 4K at 120 Hz, HDMI 2.1, G-Sync and FreeSync support. Input lag as low as 1 millisecond. The G5 delivers on all the same fronts. While there's no major technical leap, the G5 does feel a bit snappier when navigating menus and accessing gaming settings. Plus, the contrast balance in game mode has been fine-tuned for a better visual experience. Bottom line, both offer excellent gaming performance, but the G5 gives you a slightly more user-friendly experience. 5. WebOS interface and user experience. WebOS is LG's signature smart TV operating system. On the G4, navigating through menus could sometimes feel a bit clunky, mostly due to the cluttered home screen and built-in ads. With the G5, the interface feels cleaner and more streamlined. Ads have been reduced and overall navigation, especially with the remote, is smoother. The G5 also makes it easier to set up user profiles, get personalized recommendations, and access quick settings. In everyday use, the G5 offers a noticeably more enjoyable and modern user experience. 6. Sound quality. The G4 came with Dolby Atmos support, but honestly, the sound wasn't all that impressive. Dialogue often sounded a bit muffled. The G5, however, has made noticeable improvements. The built-in speakers offer a wider soundstage with clearer dialogue and a better surround effect overall. Of course, adding a soundbar will always elevate your setup, but if you're sticking with the TV's built-in speakers, the G5 definitely stands out. 7. Design and mounting convenience. Both models follow LG's signature gallery design approach, ultra-slim profile and flush wall mounting. That said, the G5 has a slightly more modern look on the back, The input-output ports are easier to access, and the bezels are just a bit thinner. In terms of aesthetics, the G5 feels a bit more refined, but the difference isn't huge. 8. Power consumption and heat management. MLA technology boosts brightness, but it also tends to use a bit more power. With the G4, this was noticeable, especially during extended use at high brightness levels. The back of the TV could get noticeably warm. The G5, however, has improved power management. It delivers the same brightness while using less energy and runs cooler overall. So if you watch TV for long periods or plan to place it in a more enclosed space, the G5 could be the better option. 9. Price and availability. Now let's talk about one of the most important factors, the price. The LG G4 is currently available on the market. Depending on where you live, the 65-inch model typically sells for around $2,300 to $2,600, and it often drops even lower during sales. As for the G5, things are still a bit uncertain. It hasn't been released yet, but according to LG's official timeline, it's expected to launch in spring 2025. The estimated starting price? It's likely to be close to the G4's original launch price, around $3,299 for the 65-inch model. But here's an interesting difference. The G5 will come in 6 different screen sizes: 48 inches, 55 inches, 65 inches, 77 inches, 83 inches, and a massive 97 inches. That variety is great, but keep in mind, the 48-inch and 97-inch models don't use tandem panels, so brightness may be lower compared to the G4. Now let's answer the big question. Is the LG G5 truly good enough to replace the G4, or is it just a next-gen label with minor upgrades? Here's the bottom line. If you already own an LG G4 and you're not a heavy gamer or someone who watches TV for hours on end, there's really no strong reason to upgrade. The G4 is still a powerful, high-quality, and very relevant TV. But if you're buying a new OLED TV from scratch, and you care about a cleaner, more user-friendly interface, a sleeker, more modern design, better energy efficiency, and an improved audio experience, then the G5 is definitely the smarter investment. Just one important thing to keep in mind, the 83-inch G5 doesn't come with MLA technology. So if you're aiming for a bigger screen, the 77-inch G4 might still be the better choice. If you're wondering what I'd personally choose, if I were going for an ideal size like 65 inches and had the budget for it, I'd go with the G5. But if I came across a good deal on the G4, especially during a sale, and I wasn't too focused on design details, the G4 would still be a very smart pick.